wanted to show you what you can do with the expansion connector. This is your D-Lev kit. Turn it over, and right now we've got the blue USB connector plugged into the expansion connector port, and we're going to undo that. So that's free now. And you can see that this is just a piece of heat shrink tubing on there. So if you ever need to cut that apart to like maybe remove the power but leave the serial connectors, you can do that. Just want to mention that. So this is what I use on, this is my test connector. It says right there on the name. So this is a 2x8 IDC connector and hooked up to a piece of ribbon cable, 16-wire ribbon cable. And then we've got yet another dongle on here, serial USB dongle. You've got an ACAL push button, a mute push button, a mute LED, a MIDI connector, and 2 SPDIF coaxial connectors. These are all going into the hooking up to the ribbon cable. So I plugged in the expansion connector test harness, and I plug this connector into a charger, USB charger, and I've got power. You can see the little LED on the back. Turn it over. Okay, so what happens if I press the ACAL button? Oop. You can see that the ACAL, the center LED, started blinking. And you can see the mute LED here comes on during that to show that it's being muted. Let me put it in traditional mode. In traditional mode, and we do an ACAL. It stays muted until I lower the volume. And again. Right, so, and what happens if I do like a store on this? You can see the LED here is blinking, but the mute LED doesn't. And that's to make the mute LED more of a mute LED. Just it's only on when it's muting. It's not on when it's doing crazy things. Like if I mute it, it'll come on. So it's the opposite of this middle LED in that sense when it's indicating mute. Okay, so that's the ACAL. Now we have a mute button here, so it doesn't matter what page we're on the screen. We can always mute it by pressing this button. You can see that the center LED went out and the mute LED came on, and it's just the opposite. So it's a toggle, toggling action caused by a push button. And you can wire as many of these push buttons as you want in parallel, either one of these to do, so you can have like a ACAL foot switch and a ACAL push button on your panel, a mute foot switch and a mute push button on your panel. And that way you can get at these functions kind of regardless of what screen you're on. You don't have to go back to the main page and press the out, to do an ACAL. You don't have to go back to the main page and adjust the out knob to mute it and unmute it. So that's that. I guess I'm not showing you the MIDI this right now. Maybe for a future video. It's really a lot of fun. And then I guess I'm not showing you these either. But one of these is gives you the same audio, the exact same audio that the Toslink gives you. So And then the other one is more of a line output. It doesn't include the pitch preview at all. So it's safer to send to something maybe an audience would be hearing. So that's the expansion connector, and that's the stuff that you can do with it.